The Raptors defeat the undermanned Warriors 119-100. I'm Randy Urban, and this is Raptors Night Cap. Tonight, we're joined by Leo Rautins, Sherman Hamilton, and Jack Armstrong. And I like Sherm, you're in our old spot. You're in our old stomping ground.
Hey, I might as well be here. You guys aren't here, so I might as well hang out here, right?
Is there any sushi?
No sushi. There's nothing here, but you're not here, so that helps as well.
Okay. We're going to start off like that. It was a win. I wanted to go all positive tonight.
I'm grimy all day.
First of all, Sherm, that Watanabe block, is that block of the year?
It was really impressive. And, it's one of those pride things. He's the one who turned the ball over. So It was incumbent on him to make a play. And man, did he make a play. And it was a clean block. He met him high. And listen, Gary Payton II, he's got some bounce in his game. So Watanabe knew he was being challenged by a guy who could finish over top. But Gary Payton II kind of got him back later in the game. So they had a quick chuckle about that. But what a block by Yuta Watanabe. Really special.
Yeah. Okay, Jack, let's get a little bit more into the game then. Warriors obviously missing their top tier guys, but the Raptors really played without letting up tonight from start to finish.
Well, that was a really complete professional win. And you're right. I mean, you can't worry about what the other team has going. And, you got problems too. You're missing Pascal Siakam, Kem Birch, Delano Banton. I mean, the Raptors haven't had the benefit of a full lineup. It's great to see OG Anunoby and Precious Achiuwa back in the lineup, but nonetheless, they've had their challenges as well. So I don't think in any way, shape, or form you can worry about what the other team has. You got to come out and do your thing. I thought they did their thing beautifully. And again, of course, it's leadership by example. Once again, Fred VanVleet.
Leo, you're there. You're at the game. What did you like about the performance tonight?
First of all, I got to say that this is one of the best shows ever because I can't hear you guys. So I'm really enjoying this. But I think you asked me something to the effect of what I thought about the game. And, I liked it. I liked it. I can't, so don't chirp it because I can't hear you. But I like the fact that, the Raptors came out. You can't look at who you're playing. And here's the thing. In this league, it's not who you play. It's when you play, right? And, sometimes you catch breaks, but you can't relax in those opportunities. No one felt sorry for the Raptors when they got decimated by injuries or protocol, whatever. So you got to go out and play. And I thought, as Jack said, it was a professional win. You go out, you play the game. You go out, do what you have to do. And I thought Fred did a great job of setting the tone. Scotty Barnes as well, saying, here, we're going to go out, we're going to come after you. And the defense was there, the offense was there. They played together. They moved the basketball. And the good thing was, when in the third quarter, when Golden State kind of made a little bit of a rip-up, all of a sudden they kind of regrouped, and that was it. They took care of business and put the game away early. And that's what you want to do in a game like this. You want it to be a feel-good game for you and a nothing game for them, and that's exactly what the Raptors were able to do.
Sherm, was there one Raptor performance that stood out to you more than some of the others?
Obviously, Freddie, 3 rebounds away from a triple-double, doing what he does. Just the leadership he always shows. But I thought Yuta Watanabe, we talked about the block shot, but he had some pretty interesting plays in this game. And again, getting some extended minutes, being able to express himself a bit more on the floor. You saw, kind of him dig deeper into his bag in terms of what he could do. I just think that this team has opportunity for guys to show what they can do. And we're seeing that happen constantly. And Leo mentioned Scotty. Scotty has this unbelievable feel for the game of basketball. His vision is so good at such a young point of his career. And I really think this young man's ceiling is very, very high when you look at what you can build off of, not only physically, but his game in terms of the way that he plays. He's got a lot of room to grow, and he's already special.
Jack, I wanted to ask you then, just, jumping on Sherm's point about Scotty, is there a part of his game that's your favorite? Like what do you like the most about his game? Because it feels like every night I see something different, and I'm just like, it's just crazy how good he can be.
I would say 2 things. You asked me for one, but I'll give you 2. Number 1 is passing. I just think his awareness level is really good. He kind of knows what the other 9 guys are doing. That's pretty rare for a young player. And, Sherm, you were a point guard. Leo, you were a great passer. So you guys kind of know where I'm coming from with, the visualization and being able to be aware. And he really has that. And the other thing is just like he's very crafty around the rim.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he gets in around the basket, each night he shows me a little something more. I'm like, man, I didn't know he had that in his games. So he's got a lot of what in his game around the bucket. So it's kind of a fun ride right now, just to kind of like, and I think sometimes I'm not sure if he knows he has it. It's very improv,
Yeah.
and it's very natural and graceful. So wait till he actually figures out like step throughs and up and unders and drop steps and, all these little counters. I mean, a lot of it right now is just natural.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because his post game is it's so fluid, and it's not, I don't want to call it basic, but it's like 1, 2, maybe 3 dribbles in the lane and a jump hook. And I'm like, why don't more people do that on any given night? It's just, honestly, it's a treat for me to watch in the post. But Leo, it seems like he's developing a real chemistry with Fred. Are you seeing that?
Yeah, it's Fred's talked about it, right? And I think you do see that chemistry, and they do a great job of playing off each other. But remember, you got two guys with real high basketball IQ. That makes it a lot easier, right? They really understand how to play off each other, how to feel the game. And I also made a point during the game. You look at a guy like Precious Achua. I thought that Fred did a great job of getting to him. And there's conversation how he's learning. Like, I think it's really important for a point guard to go, hey, where do you like the ball? Where are you comfortable with this? Do you not want it here? Can you catch it high? Can you catch it low? Get to know guys, talk to guys. And I could see that happening with Fred, or with a player like a Scotty Barnes, with Precious Achua when he came in this game. And that's really important for a point guard to have that kind of communication with everybody that's on the floor.
I want to get to Precious in a second, but Sherm, OG made his return tonight. How did he look to you?
I liked it. I mean, I think early in the game, first couple possessions, they found OG, tried to give him opportunities, and that's how you kind of get him into the flow of the game. But, I always watch the movements off the ball, watch the fluidity, watch if they're favoring the injury that we knew they had. And OG looked like he was moving very well. He was physical defensively, and he made some physical baskets on the offensive end as well. So he missed some of the touch shots, which you expect, shots that we've seen him make when he was not hurt, when he was in rhythm, when he could, be as fluid as he wanted to. But he's still taking those shots, and that's important for him to do. But I thought he looked good for his first time back. Obviously, his conditioning is going to be a factor, but I was glad to see he didn't favor any part of his body, and he was aggressive in terms of what he was trying to do. So it's just good to see him back on the floor. We're not worried about production right now. Just stay out there, keep moving, and get past this injury.
Jack, I'll go back to Precious with you. Leo mentioned he was good tonight. He made his return. He was out for a few games there. Offensively, I thought he was good, really good. And he's starting to put it together. But defensively, I feel like this kid can be elite. What do you see in the potential for him on that end of the floor?
Well, when you talk about elite, the big thing for him is just going to come down to awareness of coverages, of where he fits and what they expect him to do. Not over pursuing, playing his position, pursuing at the right time. Understanding how to, switches, staying, hedging, screen and roll coverages, 2-man actions. He's got the mobility and quickness to be a guy that can be a disruptive defender, and he can do a good job protecting at the rim too. It's just all a matter of playing, trial and error, learning from it, and getting better. But I agree with you. I think he can be a really good defender. I think some of it right now, at times, he's a beat slow, but that'll cut down little by little. The more you play and the more aware you are of the scheme, the better you'll get at it. So yeah, I agree. He's got nice potential in that category.
Leo, let's talk a little Jonathan Kuminga, because there was, talk about him coming into the draft and where he was going to land, ultimately lands with the Warriors. What were your impressions of his play?
I liked him. Talking to Warriors people, they said the one thing you're going to notice is he's going to show flashes, right? He's going to show flashes of what got the Warriors so excited about him. And I mentioned during the broadcast, I didn't see flashes. I saw a guy that has a lot of skill, that really plays the game hard. You could tell he's learned a lot in a short time with Golden State. He's athletic as hell. I mean, this guy's got crazy hops, but he really, I thought he plays within himself. He showed the jump shot too. He knocked down some threes and played hard. This is a tough game, right? You're getting beat. You're on the road. It's the last game of the trip. And he played hard all game long. Every minute was on the floor. And when you're a rookie, that's what you want to do. You want to show that, to get that extra time, to show that you're putting in the work. So I was very impressed by him.
Sure. Let's go back to the Raps real quick. About a minute left in the show. Offensively, it just feels like the Raptors are really sharing the ball well the last few games. Does it seem like they're turning the corner there, getting more familiar with each other and where they like the ball?
Yeah, well, I think they've always shared the basketball, but when you're shooting 38%, 40% from the floor, those assist numbers just aren't going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Guys are making shots now, and that helps, but they're moving the basketball. I think they're playing a more physical, offensive brand of basketball, more downhill action, attacking basketball. That's going to create the defensive rotations that you need to get better looks. And now they're making more shots. So I just think that we've seen over the last few games, they've been putting up big numbers in terms of scoring the basketball. So the fact that they can score, that they're shooting better field goal percentages and tack it on to their defense, now we're seeing a more complete performance on more nights than not. But, you know, those assists come around when guys make shots. And when you're shooting under 40% on nights or the low 40% range, it's tough to get those assists up. But it's good to see them make those shots now.
Okay, let's do a little bit of overtime here real quick. Jack, did Brooklyn make the right choice in allowing Kyrie to reintegrate himself into the team?
You know, I'm a few thousand miles away, and I think that's an incredibly difficult question to ask. You know, I'm a big believer, you know, relationships and communication. So I don't know what those conversations were between ownership, management, coaches, and Kyrie and his people. So it's a hard one to answer. I'm sure they've communicated the whole time during this whole thing. Sure, the situation currently probably brought it to a head a little bit more, but now here he is in the health and safety protocols as well, as along with Kevin Durant. So, you know, the bottom line is, if there are a lot of guys like Kyrie that currently are playing in the NBA, the difference is the city of New York does not permit you to play in the city of New York if you're an employee of a team in New York like the Knicks and Nets and you're unvaccinated. So if he was playing right now in Oklahoma City or Memphis or Charlotte, he would be allowed to play. So I don't know where to go with that question, because I think it's a unique situation, and they handled it in a very strong, forceful way. Nonetheless, again, there's such privacy to those conversations. I don't even want to speculate.
Yeah. Leo, how do you think it's going to work out for them? I saw that, you know, with the protocols and then, you know, the Nets being on a home sched, like he's going to play in probably 2 out of 15 of their next 15 games. It's hard to make an impression or an impact in that kind of scenario.
Well, again, I don't know if I caught all that, but I'm just saying, you know, the Nets are in a tough situation right now. I don't agree with what they're doing, because it kind of goes against their principle of what they set out at the beginning. So now, okay, now you got a problem and you need a body. You're just going to say, okay, we'll take you for this circumstance. I don't agree with that. And frankly, I think we're at a point where, hey, everybody says they're tired of this. Well, we need everybody vaccinated. That's one of the solutions. But it's a big one. And you know, until that happens, we're going to be saying we're tired of this for a long time.
Sherman, we'll wrap it up with your thoughts.
Yeah, I agree with what these guys are saying. And I think one of the things that Brooklyn is going to have to deal with now is the optics of it. Yeah. You know, to Leo's point, it's a situation where, you know, he took a hard stand, and now it seems like because of what's happening, now you're willing to accept him. So, I mean, I don't know what the discussions are. I don't know how it's being dealt with behind the scenes, but there's an optics part of it that's going to probably have to be addressed at some point because of the way that it looks.
All right, guys, got to stop you there. Great stuff as always. Really appreciate you doing the show. It's difficult times we're living in, and it's nice to see some familiar faces.
Hey,
when
Randy,
we
did you
do.
say something?
Leo, just get home safely, my man. That's all I want. Just
Can't
get
hear
home safely. All right, next game for the Raptors, Monday night against the Orlando Magic at home, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We will see you then.